That's quite a good effect, right? Does it work?
I don't know.
Whoa,
Like 3D TV.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's Bank Holiday Monday. It's hot, sweaty, and that's just Foxx.
It is so warm, and I'm so moist for all the wrong reasons. It's not right.
We shan't be talking about the sweaty parts of Foxx this evening because that's for another program.
Yes, that's right.
His other channel.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday night. Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK.
We never get a day off.
Yeah, we don't get a day off. We keep asking.
Yep.
But we are on double pay, though, aren't we? Being a bank holiday.
It's quadruple pay, I think.
Quadruple. Oh, yeah.
Nice. We get paid 6 times the normal daily wage.
Quadruple pay. How much do we get an hour at the moment?
Nothing.
Yes,
it's 4 times that.
Yeah, 4 times. 4 times more nothing.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I look forward to that. I look forward to the pay packet. Yeah, every month we get an empty brown envelope dropped through the letterbox.
I don't get an envelope. They email it to me.
Don't forget your special compensation package, though, Ted. So if you go to eModels, you get to pay for your own petrol. It's great.
Yeah, it works out.
You get to buy your own lunch to make you feel empowered.
Well, they give you a cup of coffee, don't they?
Yeah, pay our own travel expenses. Yeah.
Actually, I have to tell you, James mate does make an exceptional cup of coffee.
Does he do tea as well?
Yeah.
I don't understand tea.
Yeah, you still got to put a pound in the brew fund though every time you makes one.
Although having said that, last time we went, I would say James makes an excellent brew, but I made all the brews.
Yeah.
I think we did that wrong.
Yeah, I think there's something going wrong here because we went to eModels and we ended up stacking shelves.
Yeah. Although we did end up clearing a lot of the shelves as well. But that's neither here nor there.
I think Peter's got this pretty well worked out with those guys, hasn't he?
Yes.
Well.
Well, for people that don't know, last time Inter went down, we went down to pick up bits for our current builds, but we were there and they were dead busy, so we started helping out. We started packing stuff, unpacking stuff, and putting it on shelves. And about 2 days later, I got a mail from Pete Mate, and it says, "Hi Foxx," in the little preview bit, and I'm like, if I open this, it could just be asking me to do some artwork for the Facebook page. Or he could be asking me to go and help out with more shelf stacking. I don't know. Do I want to open the email because it might have a red receipt on it? And I spent a good 10 minutes going, and in the end, it was just, can you do some artwork? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. That's it. If you're ever sending an email to somebody with a read receipt on it, you need to leave the subject line just long enough for tempting them to the. Don't disclose anything in the context line.
Yes.
So that's
especially if you know they don't really want to do whatever you're asking them to do.
Yeah.
But yes, James does make a very good cup of coffee.
Yeah, we'll be down. Yeah, we must get down soon. Yeah. Well, if we are going down, we'll let everybody else know. Then anybody that's nearby or wants to make a special trip across.
You keep saying down. You mean up?
No, down.
No. Oh, yeah.
Long way up.
No. Now trains. Apparently, trains go up to Ulverston, up to London.
Not from around here. They don't.
All trains go up to London.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
From Cornwall, yeah.
From Cornwall and from Scotland, they go up to London. Now, I heard that from someone.
The thing is, if you're Australian, it is going up because you're going towards.
Yeah, Zadster says yes. London's up for trains. There we go. Always
London
up.
is up.
Always up.
Put that on a mug and sell it.
London is up. Yeah.
I've only had these lights on for 5 minutes, and you can probably see I'm all shiny because it is so hot today. I'm sweating all over the place.
We'll excuse you the hat if it releases the heat.
No, because it's.
Is it bed head? Is it bed hair?
Don't know. Is it all right? Is it? Nah. I'm gonna have to take the hat off and just
de-hat. It's a special de-hatting event.
Cool hat, you see. Breaking news! I've taken my hat off.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, good job. It's not smelly vision.
Yes.
I'm desperately trying to find a box behind Ted that's got up the wrong way up.
Yeah, they are the. I've got this one here. Hang on, I've got this one here.
Is that the one full of all the crystal decanters and delicate?
This one here with the upside down bottle. Submarine, extremely fragile.
That's not a submarine. The submarine's bigger than that.
It's in there. Well, some of it's in there.
Zanster says I am positively glowing. Like a volcano.
Yeah, he's got the pregnancy announcement later.
Damduck Bobbington says, Foxx, open a window. I already have.
Yeah.
All it gets, I get a nice breeze coming through the window onto my feet, which cools my feet down. But the rest of me is like, it's the fact I've got 100 lights and 2 monitors and a computer going overtime and everything else. It's just not happening.
Yeah, it's a bit warm in the shed here as well. But if I open the door, the chicken walks in.
Well, that's all right. We want to see model making chicken on the live stream. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll have a look out. See if she's out there.
Yeah.
Chicken.
See, not everybody's ever met model making chicken.
I've only seen it in pictures and videos. I have never met it live.
I've never met it physically live.
It's chicken. It's got to be her.
It's been in one of Ted's videos. Model making chicken is awesome. It's about time that model making chicken made an appearance.
No, I think she's gone to bed.
A box. She's in a box.
Yeah. So I can leave the door open. So yeah. So if the chicken does turn up,
we'll just be there and we'll hear in the background.
I was teaching her a new trick the other day. I found that if you hold a blueberry for it or a grape or something, she'll jump up for it.
Yes.
How high? How high?
Right. Well,
can you hold it 6 foot high? Does she jump
higher and higher? Yeah, it's surprisingly high. How high chickens can jump?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need to Google things like this. You can just ask on the
email all your chicken related questions to ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yeah. Phil Lewis says, Fox, you need 2 fans, 1 for each trouser leg. Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
That would only work if he was wearing trousers.
Yes.
Am I? Or am I? How would you know? Hey.
We'll leave it to people's imagination. They can picture you however they wish.
Chink, there goes the monetization on this video.
I think along with the sweat patches and glowing parts of Fox and whether or not he wears trousers, we'll move on. Zabsa says, you're wearing Speedos.
Ooh.
Yeah, wait for the new introduction of the merchandise from eModels, Speedos, mankinis, and other strange items of underwear. Yeah.
There'll be like an eModels merchandise, and then there'll be the After Dark section for the more mature modelers.
Yeah.
X models.
The over 18 merchandise section. Anyway, a big announcement to make. All those of you who have been following me and my pending move,
the continuing saga
for the past 12 months, or is it even longer? It seems like I've been moving forever. This lot is moving. Yes, Friday I am moving. Yes, so next week I'm not going to be here. You're going to have these 2 guys looking after you. Yeah. They will be responsible for your care and attention.
Unless you park outside the local McDonald's and just get their Wi-Fi going.
Yeah,
I would say we had special plans, but we haven't got any plans.
No.
Yeah. Have we ever planned anything?
Don't be daft. It's illegal.
It's okay. The good lady's just in at the washing machine. She was watching to hear that they can't hear the washing machine on the live stream. So yeah, hang on. There's
oh, it was an interloper. That's not a chicken.
Oh, Ted's going to be in trouble later.
Was that an experience by Mrs. Ted there?
Yeah, that shocked her. See the look of horror.
She's like, oh, I'm on the internet.
Yeah, we had a question from Colin at Fester's Workshop. Shall we send Fox a pork pie hat with a fan in it?
That'd be great. Except wouldn't it just kind of go like that?
I suppose you've got to be careful which way up you wire the fan as well. It might just suck all your hair into it. And
oh, yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of that. I'd just be like a hat with hair underneath because it'll kind of
go. James Chapman asked, can we get a shout out? That's for later on. We've got Ted's special contact us section.
Yeah.
So we'll make a note of that and we'll track that into the shout out section.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to do my opening bit, didn't I, at the start because we started talking.
Carry on with your terms and conditions.
My terms and conditions preamble. As always, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel and you're in the live chat, hello. If you're watching this and you don't have access to the live chat, you do want to join the live chat because we do giveaways and things, stickers and mugs and models and all that kind of goodness. Oh my!
And there's more fun stuff in there than there is actually on the stream.
Yeah, the chat's actually more interesting than we are, but there you go. So if you're watching this somewhere and you've not got access to live chat, just click on the little YouTube icon on the bottom. I never know if it's left or right because my screen's reversed. Is it that side? That side.
I don't know because
I know where the icon is. I can't see
one
it.
of the corners. Click on the little YouTube icon
down there somewhere.
Yeah, and that will take you to the eModels YouTube page where this stream be, and that's where the live chat is. Join in because we do giveaways and stuff, and the people in chat are awesome. So go and have a hangout. Say hello to the guys in chat. If you want to ask us a question, as always, if you're in the chat, stick it in big fat capital letters so Chris can see it. Yep, or you can click the little super chat button, the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat. That will pop your chat up in a big coloured box, and we can't possibly miss it. Or if you're not able to access the chat, just drop an email to Ted. That's ted@emodels.co.uk. You can send him questions for us to answer. If you have a question and an answer, we can use that question and answer as a giveaway later on. And if we use your question, make sure you give us the answer as well. You will send you a sticker. You'll get a sticker for us reading your question out. And also, if you've got any shout-outs, people's birthdays, modelling events, special events, anything in your area or anything like that that you want us to do a shout-out, even just to friends and family, mail Ted and we'll do shout-outs.
Yeah.
Runcorn Coach Party, welcome.
Yeah, although I'm moving on Friday, I'll still be around on the emails and things like that, and hopefully broadband permitting, I'll still be able to get in on the chat. I might not be able to stream live cameras and things straight away, but hopefully be around in the chat, so you can still send us emails and things like that, and we'll go on with it.
Worst comes to worst, if your broadband is really slow, you can always do video only.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And don't forget, Ted, you'll need to let me know your login and password for the email. I might need that.
Yeah. We need to sort something out. We'll have a word with PV and sort that out for you. Yeah, so good. Right.
Sniffles because it's warm.
As we say, this is your chat. This is your chance to have a sort of a chew the cud and things with the lads in the pub, as it is, as we talk about. So yeah, it's down to you. Yeah, you set the tone, you set the subjects, and we'll get on with it. And we'll just chat for however long it needs to chat. There's a great smell of barbecues coming through this door now. So I think next door's having a barbecue.
Chicken.
I hope. Yeah, where has the chicken gone?
I can't smell one, but I feel like I'm in one.
Chicken.
Yeah. So so the model making chicken will be coming as well. Yes.
Yay!
Right.
Right. James Chapman says he's emailed you, so I shall delete that message. That I don't need to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, so that, James. Yeah, we'll get around to doing the shout out section. If I remember, you know what I'm like for remembering things. But we'll do you a shout out.
Write it down, and even then, when Ted writes it down, it's not a guarantee. You remember to look at the thing you wrote down to remind him to do the thing he needs to do.
Yeah, there's the thing and the other thing.
Yeah.
And it was James Chapman. Remember last week we couldn't think who it was that had that announcement that we talked about on live streams and things. Remember, it was James last week, a few weeks ago. I remember he said he'd come back from a job interview, and his wife said, his partner says she was expecting a baby. Woohoo!
Yay!
Oh yeah. So that's the one person that's doing your announcement section, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we ever find out if you got the job?
Yeah. Did you get the job, James?
That's true. We never asked that. Not that that's the most important thing in two of the things, but
never mind.
You went for an interview and your wife's pregnant. Did you get the job? No, not the right way around.
I did see a question in there. I think it was probably one here for you, actually, Chris. Totally Scale Model says, how long should he leave the Vallejo
water texture?
Texture between pores.
Yeah. I didn't use Vallejo. I've got a couple of other ones. I've got the AK water thing, and longer than you think you should leave it is the answer I can give you. It takes ages. It all depends how thick your layer is. Obviously, the thicker the layer, it takes really, really long time. Do a layer of like 2 or 3 mil and give it a day. But if you do 3 or 4 mil, leave it 3 or 4 days, and then it's quicker to do lots of thinner layers, basically.
Yeah, if you do thick layers for any kind of water product, it'll just take forever for it to.
Yeah.
Did you need to colour yours, Chris?
I didn't need to. I did. I've got some here. There you go.
I happen to have here in my hand.
Here I prepared without any rehearsal. I did colour it with just a couple of drops of blue, and it went really, really blue. So if you are going to colour it, obviously this is a small sort of test piece rather than doing a larger dio. Use less paint than you would think you would use as well. Literally half a drop or one drop in a decent sized pond is probably enough to give it a transparent sort of colour without actually blocking it out completely.
What about the idea of painting, not colouring the medium that you put in as the water, but just painting the colours on the diorama and then just putting the clear over the top?
Yep, you can do that as well. I did that, painted the bottom in a brown and then put the clear over the top, and it's a bit too clear still.
Yeah, I suppose it
means you can see perfectly through it. So
I suppose that's better for like small standing pools and puddles.
I think a combination of the two is the way to go. If you paint the base of your, I don't know if it's a pond or a river or whatever, do that as you would, and then very lightly colour at least the couple of bottom layers, and then the top layer don't colour at all, and that probably give you the variation to it that you're after.
Or I suppose you could also just like spray some colour lightly over one of the clear layers. I
did that as well.
Wow.
And that, I think I threw that one away because that didn't really look quite right.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if it was probably me doing it wrong rather than it not being a valid technique. But yeah, my best result was painting the base and then very lightly colouring the bottom couple of layers, and then a couple of clear layers on top of that to get to whatever thickness you really need. But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, James has just come back with, he said, unfortunately, after 3 interviews with the same VW company, he didn't get the job.
Oh, dude, sorry to hear that.
That's unfortunate, James. Oh, I'm sure something else will come along. I just mention in your CV that you know us. Just
say, I know Ted.
Yeah, eModels.co.uk.
Yeah, please give me the job.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a secret handshake, you know. Just put it as a PS, I know Ted, at the bottom of your CV. I guarantee that'll work.
I guarantee there'll be a response.
All right. He says it's he's painted the base brown. It's only a small stream on his ATAT dio. So yeah, but brown base, and then I'd still colour the bottom layer, but very lightly. So use a very, very small amount of paint, just a touch of whatever, if you're doing blue or green or something, just to add something to it. Otherwise, it's just a bit too clear, probably.
What else?
Wait.
Sorry, I was just having a look. Any requests or anything? As Fox said, if you can't get along on your platform, just send us an email, ted@emodels.co.uk, about anything. Yeah.
Jamie Bone has asked, has Chris got a BB-8 on his desk? I think you're talking about my giant Lego one over here.
Oh, is that the Lego?
Yeah, it's
Lego
eModels. So there. So yeah, I built a Lego BB-8, which is fine. Took a little while, but it's fun. He sits over there.
I keep forgetting I've got control of the camera, so I can actually lock it on people. I keep waiting for Ted to do it. And I'm like, oh no, wait, isn't it?
I don't do it anyway.
Now he might fall over during the stream. If you see him start going, give me a shout.
Oh, he's behind you.
Say.
Yeah, James Chapman says he'll keep his the talk about us being mentioned in his CV in mind, and only 3 months till they have a little girl to join the eModels clan. Yes, send us a picture. I'm sure, send us a picture, James, and eModels will celebrate.
Yeah. Have you got her first Gunpla yet?
Yes. Yeah, you can order now while it's in stock, and they'll send it out to you, and you can put it away. You can put it in the bottom drawer or whatever you do. That sort of thing. And
I reckon if you call her eModels, you'll probably get lifetime discount.
Yes.
Yeah. It's already discounted, but we could probably a little bit more. Yeah. So good.
By the way, about asking questions by email or any other way, by the way, if you're asking us questions, don't forget you can ask us anything. It doesn't have to be about model making. 95% of our show is not talking about model making. It's talking about irrelevant nonsense. So even if it's nothing to do with model making, send us the question anyway, because it's just fuel for the show. Yeah. This is your show, so you control where we go with it.
Mm-hmm. Now, has everybody been at the bench on this bank holiday Monday, or have you been outside enjoying the sunshine?
I would have gone outside today, but our neighbour's dog hasn't shut up all day. So I've been at the bench indoors. I have today. I'll go first. I have today done a bit more work on the diorama for the skitter build. So that's coming along nicely. I have a tree creature. Another tree creature.
Real soil.
Yeah, loads of soil, bits of grass, and I've put on some ferns hanging off the tree and on the ground. And there's not much left to do on that, to be honest. Just a little bit of, say, puddle effect and some bits and bobs, and I'm almost done then. So that's coming along nicely. I'm in the middle of filming this final episode, part 7, for the Imperial Skitter, so that should be up later this week. And over the weekend, I put the finishing touches to the build part of my Imperial Knight, the first of my Imperial Knights for my army.
Oh.
My Warhammer Imperial Knight. I got that. It's not full. It's all blue tacked together because I've got to paint it. So I've had a good few days at the bench. Oh, one thing I did find though, when I was doing, you won't see it on. Let me see if I can show you. You won't see it on camera, but if I can zoom in somehow, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if I can show you the ferns. I've got controls I can use here now. Let's have a look. Ooh.
That's not a fern. That's your beard.
Hey.
That's not a fern, that's your beard.
Hang on, let me lock it on me. It might be a good idea, mightn't it? Yeah, I've got these ferns all over it. And I put one in the tree as well, growing out of the tree. I've got loads of other bits to do to make them all blend in. I've got some ferns over there. And I hadn't used them before, but I tried out, and I'll just sort of... I tried...
Proper
some of the Ammo by Mig ferns. There's dried ferns, and there's tropical ferns. And they're just basically bits. It's just paper with very delicate printing on them. It's almost like a photo etch sheet, but out of paper. And you just cut the fern out, and it's got a central bit, and you bunch it up like that and glue it down. And they're really actually quite good. Just stick them on with a little bit of super glue. They're very delicate. You have to be careful with them. But yeah, if you're doing a diorama and you want some ferny type stuff, it's I've got the packet somewhere. I used those two. Dry fern and tropical fern, which are eMig 8457 and eMig 8453. And I also used their Pinewood Forest base, which I've cut around a bit. If you've not used one of these before, these are basically like rectangular mats of texture. They've got things like tundra, they've got grassland, they've got these pine base with like gravel and bits of wood on them. And they're really actually quite good because you can cut them around to fit. So I like stuck one on the corner of the diorama, and you do get a lip, but then you just get some like little grass tufts. If you've got any sort of sticky grass tufts diorama things, you can just plop them around the edge, and it all makes it fade in and blend out, and it's really good. So yeah, go and check out all the Ammo by Mig sort of diorama stuff on the eModels site, because there's loads of good stuff in there. Go and check it out.
Do you have to do anything to them after you put them on, like varnish them or something, or
as
you say, they're paper, so are they just going to sit there, or?
The ferns will just sit there. The grass itself is PVA glued on, and this will get a matte varnish sprayed over it, but you don't have to do anything to it, because if it's actually a diorama, you're never going to touch it anyway, so you wouldn't actually have to matte varnish this if I didn't want to. But I'm going to do some washes on the trees to make them a bit more to scale, so they'll probably need a matte varnish just to make them less shiny.
Yeah, one thing I had heard about the ferns and things like that, to just add a bit of realism to it, is you could just gently touch the tips of them in a brown and things as though it's dried out. If you ever look at ferns and stuff in the wild,
well, they are just paper, so you could apply like touch a coloured brush with the coloured wash, and it would soak into it. So
a little bit of depth and sort of realism, because you'll find the ferns will brown and die off. Then
as Tony Blackwell says, it's on another planet. You can let your imagination go.
Well, who knows where this is? Yeah. In the Imperium of Man, it could be anywhere.
Yeah, as the skitter's blue, you could paint them blue because it would blend in with the.
Yeah. And for those that are wondering, by the way, if you're making a 1/35th scale diorama or Warhammer 28mm diorama, because they're kind of about the same, give or take, if you want to make little trees, I can highly recommend dried up parts of fuchsia. These are little twigs and branches from our fuchsia bush in our garden, which has died out a little bit. And they're great because they're nice and split into little branches, and they kind of have like a beech tree look to them, like kind of like a spruce type small thing. They're really good, whereas a normal branch kind of looks a bit silly. But fuchsia is so varied and lumpy, and it's just great. So
you heard it here. If you need small scale trees, go to Fox's garden.
Yeah, come to my garden. You can have some fuchsia, but you've got to bring food.
Yeah. Yeah, you could you'd have the garden dug over by then, wouldn't you? You'd get 100 people around taking plants, things, and you whole garden would be dug over, and you could start again.
Well, I did feel a bit guilty because the fuchsia bush we've had in our garden is actually older than me. We've had it for about 50 years in our garden. It's still going sort of strong. And it used to be about this big, and it just sat there for years and years and years because it was surrounded by an acacia bush and it didn't have anywhere to put its roots, so it never got big. When we got rid of the acacia bush, this fuchsia just went woof and spread out, so now it's massive. But it's only just started putting leaves out, so I think, bless it, it's getting to the end of its time.
It's that last little burst of...
Yeah, it's gone... Now it's getting a bit old, so it's, it's older than me. That's pretty old. It's not as old as Ted, but it's older than me.
Yeah, not a lot of things as old as...
No, many. James Chapman says, sorry, Fox, it would be a Spitfire or a Shelby Mustang that she builds first, not a Gundam.
Good.
That's cool. Spitfire. I'd say Spitfire over those two. Spitfire.
Every modeler has to begin their modelling career with Spitfire.
Yeah, start them with a Spitfire.
Yeah.
Then they have to build a space shuttle.
And a German tank. You've got to build a German tank. Yeah.
At some point, they have to go through the misery of building like a tall ship.
Yeah.
Or the Golden Hind. They've got to do the Golden Hind at some point because it's just misery.
Kenneth's asking, is that food for the plant or for Fox? You already know the answer to that.
I am the plant. Or food for the puffin. We all know what puffins eat.
The puffin doesn't eat very much because it's made out of plaster or something.
Puffin only eats one thing, proper Orcadian fudge. That's all puffins eat. I'm going to change my focus. Look, I'm Ted. Hello.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't find the control for mine. It's on here somewhere.
Mine's hidden behind a window somewhere. But there. Jamie Bone has a question for Fox.
Hello.
I have a can of Humbrol matte varnish, and I'm asking on when to apply it, before weathering or after weathering and declaring. I don't know what it means by declaring. But...
hang on, do that again because I was fiddling with my focus and not paying attention at all because I'm a bad man. Say again.
Question for Fox. I have a can of Humbrol matte varnish.
Good. 49.
And I am asking on when to apply it, before weathering or after weathering and declaring. I don't know what declaring is, but
decaling, I think it means.
It could be, yeah, that would work. Yes. So, matte varnish.
It depends what you want the model to look like. A typical example of how to use varnishes would be to do all your base colors. And if we assume that you're going to be painting on paint chips, if you're doing paint chips, it will assume that you're painting them on by hand. You do all your base coats, all your base colors, get all your chipping done, paint that on. Then you would gloss varnish the kit. Then you would apply your decals. And then you would either gloss varnish it or matte varnish. It doesn't really matter because it's really just to seal the decals in. But it would depend on what weathering you want to do. If you're going to be doing things like streaking and things like that, you want a gloss finish because they work a bit better. If you're doing things like filters, you might want, say, a satin finish. But if you've got a kind of matte varnish, let's just say you've painted your model, do a gloss, do your decals, do your gloss again, then any weathering. And then if you're using oils and enamels for weathering, you might not need to matte varnish. It depends what you do. If you do things like streaking or filters or dot filters or anything with enamels and oils, what you'll find is if you're doing any kind of washes or filters, they'll kind of matte the surface down anyway. And depending on what it is you're building, if you're building, say, a tank or a plane or something like that, not a civilian shiny car or something, but like I say, a military vehicle, for example, when you've done the weathering with oils and enamels, it kind of mattes the surface down, but not everywhere and not the same amount. So you'll get some parts will look matte, some parts will still have a bit of a shine to them, some parts will be kind of really matte, and it's a nice variation. And sometimes that actually looks realistic. And if you're never going to touch that model again, you're not going to be handling it. If it's just going to go into a cabinet, you don't actually have to matte varnish it, because that weathering process may actually do all the matte varnishing for you. So what we'll do is gloss, decals and gloss, then do all your weathering, then take a look at it and say, do I need to matte varnish this? If you think it looks right and it's never going to be handled, you don't need to. But especially if it's a model that's got a mixture of shiny things like shiny metal parts and matte painted parts, like, for example, I don't know, let's say it's a military vehicle, but some parts of it need to be shiny, like...
Or windscreens or things like that.
Well, obviously, clear parts, obviously, but for example, if you're making... Like, for example, if I was making a gunplate, it might have matte armor, but it might have a shiny metal inner frame. So I can't just matte varnish it at the end because it would make the metal frame look matte. So think about that as well. But you don't always need to. But basically, once your weathering's done, gloss, decals, gloss, weathering, and then a matte. There's only one way of doing it, though, and there's a million ways of doing it, but that's the way I would do it, just for the sake of ease.
Yeah,
but that second gloss stage over the decals, you can do matte instead.
Yeah, there's many a model that I've made, and I just haven't bothered giving it a final matte coat because it just doesn't need it. Sometimes it's because it doesn't need it. Sometimes it's just because I'm too lazy.
Yeah. The only thing to be cautious of, where I'm saying you can use either a matte or a gloss varnish on top of the decals once they're on. If you need to do any kind of pin wash or wash where you need it to flow around edges and into panel lines, make sure it's a gloss varnish. If you do a matte varnish, it won't work as well.
Yeah.
So you can use either matte or gloss after the decals, but if you need to do pin washes or panel line washes, you need to then do it as a gloss instead, not matte.
Yeah, I think basically the chemicals of varnishes are exactly the same thing. It's just the way it reflects light. That's all it is. It's just
Well, a gloss varnish is basically smooth, more or less, whereas a matte varnish is rougher microscopically, so it refracts light. But basically, most matte varnishes are just gloss varnishes with a matting agent in them. Now you know.
Yeah, because if you don't shake the can properly, you get a gloss varnish out of a matte tin. I
found that out on my actual real life car. Because we got my actual real life car, some people might not know, I rat rodded my car. I painted it. I got Humbrol mask and everything. I did it all paint chips and I put shark's mouth on it. And we wanted it to come out matte. So we got a big 5-gallon thing of U-Pol matte 2-pack lacquer varnish. We used to work in detailing, so we're used to using the normal, clear coats. We got the matte. We'd never used the matte before. We sprayed my car, and what basically happened was we didn't shake this thing enough. So my car is kind of, on one side is matte because that was when we shook it enough and it was all right. On the other side, we didn't quite shake it enough and it's kind of slightly shiny. So it goes matte on one side to slightly shiny on the other side. And so I've not washed it in 2 years because it just looks stupid. So I've just let all the dirt and dust do the work and making it all look matte.
They're not washing the car. Can't wash my car. Yeah, it looks stupid.
Well, it's a rat rod, so I can't wash it anyway. So.
Yeah. You imagine taking that into one of those hand car washes to be trying to clean all the rust off.
I was a detailer. I would never let anybody wash my car anyway, even if it is a rat rod. I'd never let anybody anywhere near it.
Oh, cool. Oh, I did see another comment. I'm just trying to find it, but I've lost it. Oh, yes. Zadster said he built his eModels prize last night, the Da Vinci helicopter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. What do you
think?
Does
it work?
Yeah. He says he's got some pictures of it, but no video. But I'm sure he'll share them somewhere.
I don't think it'll fly, but I think it would be a good thing for tossing salads. Like put it in a salad and mush it around. It'd be like quite good.
He said it was a fun little kit to build, but not really for the serious modeler. But I don't know what he means by serious modeler. And a few people in the chat have been questioning what he means by that. I don't think I've ever met a serious modeler.
Any of serious modelers?
I mean, maybe it's like akin to one of those like Airfix build a jet engine kits where like one of them little mechanical things where you make a model of an engine that works. It's not actually used like that, because that's kind of the impression I got of it. Right. Oh God, Ted's got his fans out.
Yeah, I've got my fans out. It won't work. Oh, it's
big.
Oh, I can't get it to it.
It makes the noise.
Yeah.
It's an air raid siren, isn't it?
That's all it does.
It doesn't work because it's a faithful reproduction of a Dan Air jet.
They do have these are Airfix, aren't they? Yeah, they do have the models. Yeah,
I think they've got the main models as well, those. Yeah. But they've also got ones of like a working piston.
Hang on.
I've got one of them as well.
He's got one of them as well.
I've got one of them as well. There's no batteries in this one.
So it works just the same as the other one, then.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no batteries in this. I think I pinched them and put them in somewhere else, as you do. Great. Build them in a day. Need a screwdriver. Goes together fantastically, and it works like the real engine. Well, it doesn't drive a car or anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in the car.
Goes up and down.
Kenneth M says that was anticlimactic, Ted.
Yeah.
I think more impressive was the inch of dust on it, to be honest.
Yeah, they've been sat on top of the.
Why is it not in a box yet? That's the real question.
Not in the box. It might not go in a box.
It might be donated. To
oh dear, did I forget the engines? Let the new householders play with them and wonder in awe at the rotary engines.
Yes, I think Zadster's replied and said it has about 18 parts which all clip together.
Yeah, that's. Hopefully it went together well and there was no swearing and things like that. Kieran Smith says I'm missing the V8 version. There is Is there a V8?
Don't make him go into something else.
There's certainly a motorbike engine. And what else engine? I can't remember. But yeah, they're good little kits, good fun kits, good for the kids. Airfix do some good stuff for kids. Oh, brilliant. Right, let's have a look at the mailbag. Let's see if anything else is coming through. That's the wrong one.
Has anybody sent us any questions for the giveaways later, or do we have to get our brains to work?
No, not yet. As you know, for this GDPR, whatever it is, I don't tend to keep emails and people's details and things like that. So, if you've got any questions, send them through.
We deliberately forget all information that's been provided to us week on week.
On that note, although I believe in Fox and Chris to it next week, the sticker parcel is bare. I have no stickers.
I have some stickers.
Yeah. So any detail?
Sticker duty is available.
Yes. So yes, Ted, I will need the email login and password.
Any sticker winners, and the details will be sent to Fox. Yeah. Who will you get your sticker from? Yeah, it will be signed on the back, whether it be coming from Chris or Fox. Right. I did have a question from Dave. Where's the rum back?
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Dave. It said, evening, Ted, Fox, and the tiny wee fellow with the beard and the haircut.
He's not tiny, he's a long way away.
Yeah, get closer.
He's not small, he's just far away.
No, Ted. No, Ted.
He's far away. He's seen Boo Hutters stripping and painting Nerf guns. What are Nerf guns? Are those them?
It's foam things.
Foam bullets.
A big plastic gun that fires a foam.
Yeah, he's seen them being stripped and painted for doing the big figure thingamajig. And he had fun turning a £1 kid's toy into dog meat. Have we ever converted something into a model, or has anybody in the chat done so? Anybody's converted something, kid's toy or anything like that, into?
I've not
converted anything. I did for a friend repaint a small sort of little figure from one character to another character by basically painting the jacket green instead of red, or like changing a number on it or something. But that was as far as I've gone with sort of that side of thing.
I converted one of my friends, Martin, many years ago.
You converted your friend Martin?
I didn't convert him. Yes, he's now a Scientologist. For his birthday one year, what I did was I got an action figure of Odo from Deep Space Nine, because there was a slight passing resemblance. You used to take the mickey out of him a bit. It was a slight passing
resemblance. Sounds unfortunate of him.
Yeah. So no, he took it in good heart. But anyway, what I did was I got a figure of Odo, and I put it in a pose, and I used putty to fill up all the joints, so it looked like it was just a figure, not a toy figure. And then I repainted it to have black hair, which Martin has, and to be wearing a Sainsbury's uniform, because he used to work at Sainsbury's at the time. So it was wearing a Sainsbury's jacket and stuff. And I don't know why I did that. It just seemed funny at the time. It came out quite well. It was like, that big. I think that's the only time I've ever really taken a toy.
I can't think I've ever converted anything. I've probably taken many toys apart and just gone back together. But that's just part of growing up. No, I don't think I've converted anything or painted anything. Maybe a repaint of. I think we've all painted the corgi cars, haven't we, when we were kids? Painted them with a tin of Umbro and a tiny brush.
Dan Dux Bobbington says you should have just melted Odo down and put him back in his bucket.
Yeah. I do also have, it should be said, some person sent me an action figure of Jar Jar Bleeding Binks. So I've got that to paint at some point.
I didn't send you an action figure. I sent you a professionally printed pose.
It was Paul that sent me that. I've got an action figure of Jar Jar, haven't I?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I do remember. Carl said he did a snow speeder. Was it a snow speeder or something he's done? I do remember seeing that.
Yes, he did a Hasbro, the big Hasbro snow speeder that we all remember as being a kid.
Yeah.
Spinny Q8 says he repainted Buzz Lightyear in a sort of Iron Man Hulkbuster theme. That'd be quite cool.
Cool. You should paint Iron Man you should paint Buzz Lightyear as a space marine. There you go. For the Emperor.
Sergeant Bones converted one 1942 anti-tank mine carrying case into a computer case. Wow. Yeah, I think you'd have a problem carrying that through customs at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the anti-tank mine carrying case down and step away.
It's beeping.
Interesting side note there when Dave mentions Nerf guns. If anybody watches The Expanse on the sci-fi channel TV series, which is now going to be done by Amazon because they bought.
Have they bought it now?
Yeah, they're going to do the full season on Amazon because sci-fi are terrible.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't know that a lot of the guns they use in The Expanse are actually Nerf guns, painted up and with things stuck on them.
Yeah.
They really are just Nerf guns because apparently a lot of studio production companies use Nerf guns because they look fantastic.
Spray them a bit metallic and add a few extra things.
Because they're all like blue and orange colours, but if you actually just paint them, they look really cool.
Yeah, I mean they're quite substantial. They're not heavy, but they're well built.
Yeah, they're massive. They're like
filming and stuff. Yeah.
That does seem to be coming from a Nerf gun expert there. Maybe there's something you want to tell us, Chris, about Nerf guns?
No, nothing to do with Nerf guns in my history at all. No.
My friend Busby did go to the pound shop, his local pound shop, and he found a water pistol, I think it was, that looked kind of just like Han Solo's DL-44 blaster a little bit. So he took that home and repainted it, and he cobbled together the sight on the side and stuff, and he ended up looking quite good as Han Solo's DL-44, and it was just like a £1 water pistol or something. It was like it was like a cheap pound Nerf gun type thing, but it looked kind of like a DL-44, a bit like a Mauser. So that was good.
Tony Blackwell says he repainted a plastic water pistol to look like a real Colt 45.
Cool.
Yeah, that's going to be handy. Just don't carry it in the street.
Yeah. When's he out then? That's the roll up.
Yeah, sent from Pentonville. Yeah.
Oh, Sergeant Bones actually says in chat, anyone else take a toy broom handle Mauser and actually built a Solo's gun? I'm like, oh yeah, I hadn't read that comment.
We have a question earlier from Gaz Vickers. Says, evening all. I'm looking for an azure blue acrylic can. Or acrylic. Can anyone suggest one? So I don't know about azure blue, if that's a particular colour, but I'm sure eModels have lots of stocks of...
It's kind of like a very vibrant, but not dark blue. I'm looking at the two blue lights around the edge of my camera, and it's exactly the right colour, and I can't show you that on my camera.
I see them, yeah. Okay.
I think it's kind of the colour of blue LEDs, that kind of bright, but not...
There were a few answers in chat earlier when I picked up the question a bit earlier on. There were some answers for him, so hopefully you've got it. But I'd say eModels is a good answer for most paint-related questions, I would think. Yeah,
it looks like a bit of a Games Workshop type blue, that doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few different colours in the Citadel range, but there's also Vallejo have got very similar colours. It depends what you're painting as well. For something nice, deep, sort of wet-looking colours, you might want to look at some of the different brands' sort of crystal or clear colours because they can work quite nicely.
Yeah.
Paul Freeman says, hi, Ted, Fox, and Chris, but the fox is actually a picture of a fox.
Yeah. Why isn't there a picture of me? There should be a picture of a Chris.
I don't think there's an animal.
Don't know, yeah.
Could have a Ted, could have a Teddy.
Yeah, Ted. Yeah, you could have a Ted.
Yeah. Chris, nah.
Hi, Teddy, Foxy, and Chris.
Yeah, a Christmas.
Yeah. No, that's a bit...
stretching it a bit there.
Yeah, Christmas hat. He's stretching it a bit.
eModels says echo, so did he ask a question that we missed?
I'm not sure. Maybe we answered the question that's already... I said there were a few answers. We may have been repeating exactly what was said in chat without realising.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these guys in chat are better than we are. I think we should just let them chat amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Do remember, though, if you want to ask a question in the chat, because it does move super fast, and although me and Ted do keep an eye on it, Chris is the chat dolly, and he might miss it anyway because it does move fast. So make sure to put it in big. The whole thing.
He says it's for the Malta colour scheme on a bow fighter.
What was that one, Chris?
What, for the Azure Blue?
Yeah.
It's for the underside of a World War II Desert RAF aircraft.
I thought they were kind of a light pale blue, like a duck egg blue.
Yeah, I'd have thought that Azure Blue if it's the same colour.
If it's that's a bit bright for...
Yeah.
Let me look up. Oh,
maybe it's not. I think Fox has given us bad information.
Yeah, a bit more of a sky blue, duck egg blue. I think that's probably a better colour.
Tony Blackwell says Vallejo do 71.108 UK Azure.
So you only need to ask a question in this chat, and all the guys out there.
Yeah, see.
We just facilitate you asking questions. That's all we're here for. I think after I've gone over the next couple of weeks, Fox and Chris don't need to be here at all. Just start a hangout.
Just start a chat, yeah. Chancellor NW says, azure blue is one of the colours useful for Russian birds, especially the wheel whales.
Let me have a quick look on Google and see exactly what colour, because I might be thinking of the wrong kind of colour here. Hang on.
Last time I googled a colour, it came back with like 7 different shades of the colour. It's like it's not really one colour.
Okay, yeah, it's a bit like to me a medium blue, maybe a tiny bit. It's not a bright colour. It's like to me a medium blue with a little maybe bit of white added, maybe a little tiny bit, just a little bit. Because to me a medium blue is actually perfect for X-wing and Y-wing canopy frames.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that kind of colour. Actually, no, hang on. No, I'm looking at something else. No, hang on. No, it's not that colour at all. Ignore that.
He already said thanks, chaps. So
okay, I'm gonna shut that tab down now because Google's giving me the wrong information.
Yeah, and then by the time you looked at colours on your screen monitor and the colour difference between the screen monitor and the different thing,
yeah,
you're gonna lose a little bit out of that.
Meanwhile, as a serious question, he says, I have a Jar Jar Binks mask. What should I use as a base flesh tone? Fire. Flames.
No.
it's sort of a brownish in that brown.
And above that, Mike Mountain says, did I mention he was going to eModels tomorrow? Maybe you did.
I think you did.
Yeah, Carl says, thanks, Mike. Not jealous at all.
Yeah.
Well, anyone can go.
Yeah. eModels, although they're primarily internet based and sell things in and out of the workshop via the internet. Yeah, they do have a small counter that you can call in and pick up your order. Best if you pre-order before you go, and then it'll be ready for you. Just click in-store pickup. But yeah, you can go chat to the lads, ask some questions. Can't really walk around the store because it's just not made up for that.
It's a working warehouse. It's basically a working warehouse with a trade kit with a counter.
Yeah,
and in the counter, you'll see some very nice models, like a massive 1/16 tank and a huge Eagle Lander, and perhaps a transit van. And
just behind the counter, just down on the bottom shelf, there's a huge cardboard box that you could buy if you ever want to build Dora.
Yeah, it says Dora on the side.
Yeah, just down on the right hand side. Yeah.
It says Dora, and then it says feed me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go along to the eModels if you're local to the area, if you want a day trip. If Mike's going down tomorrow, why not? If anybody else is not doing anything tomorrow and can get to Sheffield, Stoke even. Why did I say Sheffield for? Oh, hello. Get to the eModel store. Why not pop in? James makes an excellent cup of coffee. He does make a really good cup of coffee.
Carl says not with a 1,000-mile round trip.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that might sort of take the edge off it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 miles. Where do you live? In the North Sea?
Yeah, just check the opening times if you're travelling that far.
Yes. But if you're in the area, why not pop in?
Oh.
I was hoping to go down with Mike actually tomorrow and John tomorrow, but I was going to be. I forgot to take the. Whoa! Hello, train wreck. It's too hot. I've got to take the diorama in when it's finished with the models and stuff, but it's not finished. I was hoping to have it done by now.
Do it now. Go on, do it now.
I can't do it now.
Yeah, finish it overnight. What you've got? What set off at 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 11. That give you 11 hours. No, 9 hours.
At some point, Ted.
Yeah.
I need to do the sleeping thing at some point before now and tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, dedication. That's what we need. Says Roy Castle.
That's what they say. Yeah, if you want to be the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zadster says, "I wish it was Sheffield." Yeah, I don't know why I said Sheffield.
Yeah, perhaps we could go into eModels franchise. Little like should be like Starbucks. Take over Starbucks. Have a James in each one serving coffee.
Yeah. James does do a good coffee. Remember, you walk in, say, James, Fox tells me that you can make an excellent coffee. I would like one very much. Thank you very much.
I'm not.
He'll say, are you actually going to spend any money?
Yeah. Or Gav would say, I'm not James.
Yeah. Well, there is an option on the website. If you didn't know, when you go through the putting your order through, there is an option to collect in store. So if you don't live too far from eModels and you want to save yourself the shipping cost when you're ordering stuff, just say you'll collect in store and pop in and grab it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but you can take your wallet in with you as well, just in case, something else.
Yep, and I think you can also pay in store, so you can you can place an order on the website. You can place an order on the website and put "I'll pay in store," and then you can go in and pay off the counter.
Pete Rogers says, "Hi all. Can anybody recommend a good deep bronze green for British military vehicles?"
That's over to you, Ted.
Deep bronze green.
What era of vehicle would that be?
Yeah. Now the AK rail colours that have just come out, they're a really good set for any particular military vehicle that you want to do in a particular era. I know they have the German. Sorry, I haven't got anything to refer to in here because it's all in boxes. Have a look at the AK range, the AK rail colours. Have a look in that. You'll find something in there. But there are lots of other stuff out there.
The real colour range is actually really good. They've taken paint samples from actual vehicles and matched their colours to them exactly. So they purport to be the most accurate colour renditions to the real thing. So they have them for various different schemes. So they'll probably find something in there. I know I would have thought if it's a current military vehicle, I wouldn't just be bog standard NATO green.
Yeah. Mike Mountain says he's going to be taking Krispy Kreme donuts with him tomorrow. Change your mind, Fox. You might have to work over through the night after all.
No. Oh.
You've got 11 hours and 49 minutes, Fox.
Kenneth says 30,400 kilometre round trip. I will just order locally.
You can set off now. You can walk. You'll be there by Christmas.
Yeah, be all right. Carl Whitfield says he's working on Dora right now at work.
Oh,
so you need to tell us more than that.
Who said that?
Carl Whitfield.
Wow, is that the 135th Dora? Where do you work? That's a big office.
I mean, are you doing it for work, or does work know?
How do you sneak that into work and nobody noticed?
Well, if it's a plumber's office, half of it looks like bits of drain pipe anyway. So
yeah.
Osric 9000 says, "Will the next part of the Skitter build be part 7?" Yes.
Oh, you get past part 6.
I had to look it up what the next number was after 6, and apparently it's the one that looks like that upside down L, which I'm told is 7. So, although in the video I actually mistakenly say part 8. So, see, I'm not used to numbers after 6. I can't get
confused.
6
and 6A.
Tony Bartlett says it is Dora a work bait. Yeah. Moving on. Where were we moving on to?
Joanna Hammond says, "Shh, don't let him know the series is going to have more than 6 episodes. We'll never get to see it."
Yeah. You'll have to be careful uploading that video. Just make sure your server can handle it.
Yes. Now, don't forget, we're going to get towards the giving stuff away section. So if you've got a question and answer that we could use as our question and answer to save us thinking, please hate making stuff up.
Yeah.
Drop a quick email with your question and the answer.
Yeah, I do have one that's come in. It's very scientific.
Yes, is that from Joanna by any chance?
No, not this time.
Oh, not chemistry then.
Yeah, it's maybe Joanna's friend. Yeah, it's a scientific question. Very good. Yeah, very good.
Cool. It's not from Joanna. It's from something we've never heard called Joanna Jammond.
Does it sound like it knows the answer?
Yes. Actually, I've got to laugh because Joanna sent me a message earlier on. In one of my latest videos, I explained about Dettol and was talking about like xylene and stuff. Based on my half-understood lack of any knowledge about chemistry and why it stripped paint really well. So she sent me a message saying, "Here's all the facts about why it works." And I'm like, that's a lot of science words. I don't know what any of that means.
Carl at Making Model says, "I did send Ted one a while ago. Yeah, he's lost it. He's deleted it and got rid of it."
Email.
He's blinked since
when you say a while ago, if it was more than 10 minutes, then it's...
Yeah, I've probably forgot it. Right. Oh, yeah.
Well, Raging Basis says, "I have a question and answer for you." Don't put it there.
Yeah.
Ted at eModels.co.uk.
Yeah. Remember, if we use your question and answer, you'll get stickers or a sticker. And we don't check the answers, so we assume that your answer is correct. If you say, what is a fruit that looks like an apple? Well, hang on, that's not a very good question. What is a fruit that's curved? And you put tomato. We'll just treat that as the answer.
Yep. Strawberry is the wrong answer, but tomato will be correct. Yep.
Even though it's neither a fruit nor curved.
Yep.
Moving on. Kenneth asks Mike Mountain, or Dad as we like to call him, what he's picking up at eModels tomorrow, and he's actually picking up the 1/48th sub that Ted's building. Not that exact sub. He's going to get that kit.
That one.
Yeah, the 4 foot long sub.
4 foot long sub.
Yeah, the U-boat. I'm looking forward to seeing you do that, Mike.
Yeah, you got a big car.
Hang on, Ted. Let me get the camera on you.
Yeah, that one. Bing.
You've not got that mini anymore, have you, Dad? You got a car you can actually put it in.
Yeah. Mike Mountain had to buy a bigger car to go down to eModels to buy the submarine.
Yeah. See, if I'd got myself that sub, because I have done a U-boat, I've done 2 7C U-boats. You kind of have to do them as the U-96. I would have to anyway. I've done one as the U-96. I've done both of them. I've done both of them as U-96. Hang on. Ted's showing off his big things. It's like a bazooka.
It's big.
Like a Panzerfaust. Pulling this end away from face.
Yeah, it's big. I haven't got a box big enough to pack it with.
Nobody's commented on the fact that I actually used I hummed the theme tune from Das Boat earlier on.
No, nobody mentioned it. Cole Whitfield does get back though with his Dora story. He says he's building the 1/72nd railgun Dora. It's a quiet fire station.
Oh yes, it's
treble bubble day. He says because it's a bank holiday. He gets treble bubble.
He gets paid to build a Dora. Yeah, it's impressive.
For those aren't in the UK, treble bubble means you get triple pay.
Yeah, double.
He's got triple pay. Just sit and work on his. I mind you. Then again, it's getting towards people have had the barbecues now, so it's going to be a quiet night. I bet.
Yeah, all the fires are out. It's when they go to bed and they've left the barbecue going and the fence catches fire. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, they happen to think it's pretty bright outside.
Kenneth's asking if you drilled out them holes, Ted. He said if you did, you did a great job.
Yeah, I did drill them out.
Oh, did he ever?
Yeah, I did
hear him moaning about and complaining about it for weeks.
That was on his video build. It was parts 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Drilling out the holes. Yeah. Courtesy of my local dentist, a very friendly dentist, who dentists in general I hate, but this is a nice, kind dentist, and he give me some dental burrs. So yeah, next time you're at the dentist, they give you a filling or something, just say, do you mind if I have those burrs? Because they only get thrown away. They're brilliant for drilling out tiny holes. Yeah.
You should have a question from Raging Basis there, Ted.
Have I?
It says email sent.
Cool. What was I saying? Kenneth M says, very jealous, Mike. That will look awesome next to your Titanic. And Smooth says, are you getting jalapenos with that sub? to Mike.
Oh, right. Right. Oh, yeah, I've got a couple of questions out. Yeah, we've got a couple of questions. I did find the one from Carl as well. And I think he's just sent it because he knows I can't pronounce it.
Excellent. Good job, Carl. Smooth's got a question for you, Ted.
Go on.
Going back to your free-flowing vents, how did you get them so straight? I know when I've tried to drill things out like vents on a submarine, you've got like a shape like that. And if you try and drill them out with like 2 holes and file them out, they always get raggedy edges. How did you...
just don't look too closely.
The
magic of television.
Yes. Is this one of those the camera always lies and oh God, does it ever lie?
Yeah, it's a case of drilling them out and thinking, yeah, you do another one and you think, wow, that's all right. Yeah, and then you do the next one, you think, yeah, I'll have to hide that with some weathering. The next one, a bit of paint will hide that. But don't look too closely. But yeah, it's all right. It just get there. But yeah, it's just it's like denubbing, just a really tedious job, and you'll get there in the end.
I must admit, when I did my U-boat, I didn't do all as many of them as I did all the ones on the top like you've done, but I didn't do all the ones around the propeller. The
ones the lower sort of free flow vents are actually really difficult again because they're angled. They're not a straight through hole. They're angled through the plastic, so it really makes it difficult.
I'm pretty sure submarines shouldn't have holes in them.
Yeah,
we've got to get in and out. Yeah, and they've got to have torpedoes coming out somewhere.
But do they not make all the water come in as well, though?
That's what the energy shields are for.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when I did mine, because it was 1/72, it was still 3 foot long, but the the vents along the bottom and along the bow on the stern, so where the screws and the
Front bit.
The brass bits on the front, like the communication stuff, I can't remember what it's called. They were too small to drill out. But I drilled out all the vents along the top really carefully with I do a hole on either side with a pin vise and then file them out really carefully, a little bit of sandpaper. And I thought they look brilliant. They look nice and smooth. Took a photograph to put on my Facebook. And I was like, wow, they just look the worst. They're like that. They're like mountains. I'm like, I'm just never going to do that.
I think if I took a close-up photograph of mine, they would like that. Kenneth asks, could I sand the back of them to open them up? No, I couldn't do that because they were just smooth on the back. And there's lots of like mold lines and things on the inside as well. So there's only one way to do it. And that was
you had to sand it down so thin to...
Yeah.
The advantage you've got with yours is that you can probably get an emery board or very fine sanding stick in there. When I did mine 1/72, the holes were so small, you had to like cut a tiny strip of sandpaper and just thread it through and then go backwards and forwards like that do dental floss.
Yeah, I've got a 1/4 up to do, but I don't think I'm going to be drilling holes in it.
Yeah. Fortunately, they're just the right size for one size needle file that I had. But the needle file wouldn't go all the way through, but it being tapered, it just
you could just wiggle it in like that. The thing is, once even if they're not really perfect, if somebody stands there and sees this 4'3" U-boat with all the paint job and the weathering and all the figures on it, the last thing they're going to notice is that the free-flowing vent holes are a little bit rough around the edges. They're not even going to notice.
Yes, that is the right way of thinking. Yeah. Nobody's going to notice that. Nobody's going to notice that hand wheel's missing, or that one. Nobody's going to notice that decal's put on upside down.
And especially as well, if they've got anything behind them. What I did on mine was I cut them out, and they're a bit rough and ready, but I put some plastic card behind them, so it was kind of like cutting them out to fill them in again, which was weird. But then they were painted black inside, so you could see it was a recessed thing but I made sure it was like they were closed. But it looked better than just the molded shape because they had a crisp edge.
Yeah, quite a good idea actually.
Darkness, then you couldn't see the rough edges.
Yeah, quite a good idea. That I might actually try that because in certain patches you'll be able to see through the board out the other side.
Yeah, so that's what I did on some bits, not every bit. On some bits of mine, I left them just exposed so you could see straight through, and some bits it had plastic card behind to make them look like they'd had something behind them, like pipe work or something like that.
That's what part of the modelling scene, I suppose. You get the tedium parts like denubbing or tank tracks or tank wheels, things like that. So cool. Yeah, so it will be going away soon, and I'll reopen it all in the next few weeks. Just have a look through the other questions. We've got some more questions coming in, I think.
We should do a giveaway stuff soon anyway. As long as we've got 2 or 3, we should be all right.
About that time. But I could use that one because it's quite fitting. Use that one. Right. Any more questions from you guys? Anything about anything? Any questions about anything? 80s TV, 70s TV. We were talking about 70s TV this week at work. First, came up the subject of Department S. Do you remember Department?
No, I only made to 8 years old at the end of the 70s, so I don't remember much on the TV.
I still remember some 70s stuff. I remember, bizarrely, I have memory of an Australian, Kenneth might remember this, an Australian, I think, cop show in the 70s. It was in black and white. And I can't remember what it was called, but there was a scene in the titles where you get the steps, like the courthouse steps. And this guy walks down the steps in his 1970s, late 60s, early 70s, for sort of tight trousers and suit with the tight drain pipe pants and this hat on his head. But he was the biggest, meatiest bloke you've ever seen. And the hat on his head was the tiniest hat a human could wear. And it's just stuck in my head as the most ridiculous. This guy going, I'm the awesome policeman with the tiny, tiny hat. It was like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
I can't remember what it was called.
I think that was a fever dream.
That once. It was an Australian thing, black and white jobby.
Tony Blackwell says Jason King was in Department S.
Yeah,
I don't know that either.
He only just died at the beginning of the year. He was at the beginning of the year. He hasn't died such long ago. Yeah, it was a real cool dude. Lots of.
I think you need to work on your moustache, Ted, and get it a bit Jason King action going on.
Peter Wingard moustache and smoking jacket. Oh, yeah.
Kenneth M says Division 4 might have been. It was just one little snippet from the titles I remember is this guy going down the steps of the police station with this tiny little hat. It was stupid. Like a nice tight 60.
Sure, it wasn't that guy off of the Tintin cartoon.
No.
He had a tiny hat.
Joanna Hammond says, question. Here's one. What is the worst, as in awful to build, model you have ever built?
I've not hated any.
No. I've never thrown one in the bin because I'm too tight to do that.
Yeah.
Even
a bad kit becomes a test pig.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be built and thought, thank God that's finished, and then just forgotten about. But no.
So I think the worst one I've ever actually built, because I've had a few worse ones that I've started and just thrown away because they were terrible. The worst one I've ever actually built and finished was the USS Defiant, the old Revell, or it might have been AMT at that point, USS Defiant from Deep Space Nine, which was a big kit, dead simple, but was 95% fit issues, which was a real shame. I didn't have the skills at the time to correct them all.
Total Scale Model says the Airfix 124 Spitfire. Now then, that does prompt my memory that I did have the 124th Hurricane, and saying that I never threw anything away, that one got thrown away. Yeah. Only this last week, though, only because I'm clearing the shed out and don't want to take all the rubbish with me. Yeah, that got thrown away this week. Well, I had it years.
Jamie Bone says the Airfix 172nd JU52. I've got one down there. And yes, that is a terrible kit. I never actually built it there because I opened the box. I've mentioned this before. I opened the box. I took out the canopy, which was like frosted glass. I'm like, what the hell is that? That's useless. The parts were 99% flash. I just took all the parts off the sprues and put them in my bits box. And I thought, I'm never going to make that. But it was one of those like little £7 jobs because it's like a 50-year-old tooling. So yeah, so I didn't count that because I never actually made it. I just went, I'm not making that because I love the Junkers 52. Back to you. Griff MJ says a Trumpeter Challenger tank.
No, I've heard some good reports about the Trumpeter ones, but maybe you know differently. So
Michael Jackerman says any biplane, I hate them.
The Tamiya 135th Kubelwagen. It, bizarrely for a Tamiya kit, was a pig to put together.
Right.
Didn't like it. And I love the Kubelwagen. Any biplane, I hate them, says Michael Jackerman.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of biplanes, especially if you go into the rigging and things like that of them. But then again, you shouldn't really build a biplane unless you do the rigging because it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
What do we think the best model we've ever built was?
Best model we've ever built.
No, I mean best as in easiest or one you're proudest of, or
I think. Well, let's say best as in the most enjoyable.
Yeah, no, my memory is so short. I can't really go back very far. So I'd say the Panzer IV.
I would say my Warhammer 40k Stormwolf. It was a joy to put together, dead simple, and it was an absolute blast to paint. I enjoyed every minute of it. I was putting up an episode a day at one point because I was having so much. Woo! Great.
I've enjoyed a few. Someone just said the Bandai 144 Falcon. That was fun to do. But the big bike was actually good as well. Out of my comfort zone, but an enjoyable build.
I think with that though, because I'm one of those people that I don't like being. I'm terrible because if I'm outside my comfort zone, I grouse and I grumble and I don't want to do it. Whereas, somebody like you go outside your comfort zone. It's like, oh, it's a challenge. It's fun. Let's get on with it. And I think when you do something outside, for most people, when they go outside what they're used to and try something completely new, they can actually have a great time because especially if it works and it comes out really nice, they broaden their horizons. I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, nah, not doing that because I'm just rubbish. I'm an old man now. So I think when you do that and go beyond what you know or are comfortable with, sometimes that can be the most rewarding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I know we talk about helicopters and cars and things like that, and things that we'd never touch. I take my hat off to these guys that build shiny cars.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do one. I couldn't do a helicopter. Not justice anyway. So yeah.
So have a look at what chat are saying. Anything by Bandai or Fire Mold, says Phil East, Raging Bassist. I love building a Tomcat as a kid with moving wings. It was awesome. Revell 172nd Dambuster Lancaster won third prize and it was his first kit, says Jamie Bone.
LD says my most enjoyable was the Supernova Sandrock. Don't know what that is.
It's if it's Sandrock, it could be a Gundam from Gundam Wing, but I don't know about Supernova. I'm guessing it's a Gundam Sandrock with lots of clear parts, effects parts. Kieran Keith says a Tamiya 135th Cromwell tank. You can't go wrong with Tamiya tanks.
Yeah, Tamiya tanks. Yeah.
Alan Northhurst Modeler says shiny cars.
Shiny cars.
Joanna Howard says
shiny car seller.
Helicopter. They're not that bad. Yeah, I'd have to choose the right subject to do a helicopter, and it would probably be
Airwolf.
Fuel sort of.
Airwolf.
Oh, now I've got the Airwolf theme in my head.
I would make an Airwolf. It's the only helicopter I'd ever make. And it's not because I don't like helicopters. It's because I've tried helicopters and I suck ass at making helicopters. There's too many fiddly clear parts and and I get panicked and they never work. And
I did the Sikorsky.
Oh.
I did the Revel Sikorsky, which was fun. I enjoyed it. And it's only tiny. It's only like £8 or something. But yeah, try a little one, then you can't go far wrong.
Well, that's true. Smooth says his best kit is Meng. His blah, 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 blah. Wait, words. Hang on. Let my brain catch up. Right. Best kit. Meng Makava Mark 3, or it could be Mark 111. Baz with Mine Roller. That sentence took a lot longer to say than it should have done.
Yeah.
It all went wrong.
It's only that big. Yeah. The name's bigger than the vehicle.
Kenneth asked me if the 1.6 motorbike I built was a big change because I built 144 mostly. Was it easier because it was bigger? I don't know if it was easier because it was bigger. It was
a lot of tiny parts in it.
There were some tiny parts, and lots of it was screwed together rather than glued together or anything. It came with bags and bags of screws and bolts and things. And I don't know, it was difficult doing it. I decided to do it as a sort of showroom model, so it wasn't glossy, shiny, but it was shiny. It wasn't weathered. So doing it clean was interesting and a bit of a challenge for me. But I don't know. I don't know that the scale makes it harder or easier. It makes the end result bigger or smaller, but the smaller ones generally have got fewer parts, and it's.
I prefer building bigger models because they have a lot more detail and gives you a lot more scope to do things with. But as you mentioned, weathering your motorbike, I think most motorbikes are nice and shiny and clean. Anyway, that's what motorcyclists do: ride the bike and clean it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to build a model of a modern superbike and weather it up because. I think the thing for me is it's not so much building outside my comfort zone. Really, it's not that I say I don't want to do a shiny car because I can't do it, or I don't want to do a helicopter because this. It's more that I don't want to do a shiny car because I have no interest in shiny cars and I have no interest in helicopters. The subject doesn't really interest me. Helicopters do more than shiny cars or motorbikes. I have no interest in that at all. And I know I am such a fickle builder. I get bored so easily of something, and a model can either be an uninteresting subject but a really fun build, and that'll keep me going with it, or it can be a subject that I adore anyway, that I have a great interest in to start with, and that keeps me going even if it's a terrible build. But where it's something that I don't really care for, because I don't really care about cars and motorbikes and stuff, just no interest in me at all, I'd be struggling to keep myself motivated to work on it because I don't have that imagination firing off. If I'm building a sci-fi vehicle or a whatever, I've at least got some imagination. When I was building the big Eagle transporter, of course, in my head when I'm moving it around, I've got all the sound effects and I've got the music in my head, and I can hear the thrusters going. It's just it taps into something inside me. But when if I was to build a motorbike, I'd be like, I don't care about motorbikes.
Yeah.
So it's not that.
But you still did a motorbike noise then.
It's more like a horse. So it's not so much that I wouldn't want to build a motorbike or a car or something, because I mean I know I would if I made a shiny car, it would suck because that's why I do weathering. I can't do clean shiny things. But it's also there wouldn't be the spark there to motivate me to keep going with it, and I'd just get bored. I mean, I did the transit van, and that was kind of fun because I was doing it as a battered weather thing because I could. If I'd had to make that as a shiny transit van, I would have got bored after about 20 minutes and been like, I'm bored now. But because I knew I was going to be sort of putting rust on it and weathering it and telling a story with it, I can tell a story with weathering, but if I make a nice shiny car or a nice shiny motorbike, there's no story. It's just a display model. There's no character to it, and I think that's what puts me off.
Just picking up a few things going on in the chat in the moment. Joanna Hammond says, oh, sorry, I'll start the one above. James Chapman says his was the first diorama, which is on the eModels gallery. That was followed by Joanna, says she's put 3 of her builds on the eModels website now. Didn't even know about it till a few weeks ago. Yeah, if you didn't know, any of your models that you've built, be they good, be they bad, whatever you think of them, shove them on the eModels gallery.
Yep, emodels.co.uk/gallery.
Yeah.
That's next week, isn't it?
I just thought about that. We'd have to get words with Ted before he goes off communication grid.
Yeah. For those that you don't know, at the first or as close to the first of every month, us 3 of us get together and we go through all the people that have submitted works to the eModels gallery, emodels.co.uk/gallery. We go through and we pick one that's been rated 5 stars. It needs to have somebody needs to have rated it 5 stars.
You need to have liked it.
Yeah, somebody needs to have put a 5-star review on there, and we pick the one that just tickles our fancy, and that person wins. Typically, wins an awesome kit of some sort. So we're doing that next Monday. Yeah. So if you've got some pictures of builds and stuff that you've not put up yet, pop along to the gallery page and upload pictures and get reviewing other people's stuff, and they'll review yours because we look at the ones that have been reviewed. So it's.
I remember this isn't down to a nuts and bolts rivet counting type judging. It's often one that would be flicking through, you flick the next thumbnail, the next one will come up. You think, wow, that looks all right. So
it's far too much work for us.
Yeah, and it's not based on technical skill. We're not looking for something that would look good in a museum. We look at all kinds. We take into account all kinds of skill levels. We know that a win in 1 month might be somebody's 10-year-old kid, and it's the first kit they've ever made, or it could be somebody who's made a museum quality piece. So it's not necessarily the most technically proficient model we're looking at. It's something with character and interest that makes us go, I like that.
Yeah.
So don't worry if you don't think it's like museum quality. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah. Try to do yourself a favour though. Have a nice clear picture of it. We would prefer builds that are finished. If you've got a series of pictures of an ongoing build, save them till it's all done and put your picture and put the final picture up of your model, and we'll have a look at it. And if it's been rated by other people, if they've liked it, maybe if you like somebody else's model, they might come along and like yours as well. So a bit of return on that, and we'll have a look at them. And it could be you.
That'll be Monday. And at the moment, we tend to announce the winner without a clear view of what the prize actually is. So.
Yeah. We tend
to win a prize of something, and it will be lovely.
It'll be
free.
What we're tending to do this time, these days, is instead of saying you can win this prize, we sometimes wait until we've found a winner and then send them a model similar to what they've done. It might be an aircraft modeler, and it wouldn't be much point in sending them a tank. So that we could do that.
Sometimes it could be you'll just get a box through the post with a kit and it'd be like,
yeah. Oh, thank you, eModels. Yeah. So Michael Jackman,
that'll be next Monday. So make sure to get your pictures up and get reviewing.
Yeah, Michael Jackman said he's uploaded a Hercules today. Yeah, we'll go and have a look at it. Everybody else go and have a look at it. emodels.co.uk/gallery.
Gallery. That's the one. Get rating.
And it's good inspiration. You think, wow, yeah, that's good. I can have a look at that. And
steal other people's ideas. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not only stuff that's only just been uploaded. We look back at everything that's all been in there as well. So if you didn't win last month, you might still win this month.
Always be stealing. Always be stealing.
Yes.
It says, can you post figures in the gallery? Yeah, I think there's a section for figures.
You can post whatever you like. It doesn't have to be something that's an important point. It doesn't have to be something you bought from eModels. You'll see there's things like Warhammer stuff and Gunpla in there as well before they did Gunpla.
There are lots of sections that you put it in, like boats and cars and things.
Yeah.
So,
but it doesn't have to be something you got from eModels. Just whatever you made. You could have made something out of matchsticks. Right. So, although eModels do strangely enough sell stuff to do with matchstick kit building.
They do. They sell matchstick. Go along and have a look at the matchstick kit section.
Yes, I think there is a section for matchsticks. I think.
Totally Scale Model says, can you add more than one model? Yep.
Yeah, you can upload as many as you want.
Yeah.
I think you need to try and keep the image to below 5 meg.
Just on about that, I was just having a thought then. I had this strange thought of eModels selling matchstick kits. I could just picture John in the back store going,
picking them out, cutting the heads off.
Yeah.
When you do upload a picture, by the way, don't panic that it doesn't appear straight away, because every time you upload a picture, somebody has to go into the back end and physically approve every single picture to avoid any nastiness. So somebody goes in and like goes through all of them and says, yep, that's fine, to make sure you're not uploading pictures of body parts and things.
Yeah, Kenneth says, can you upload pictures of your pets to the gallery?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd probably, if it was a picture of a cool dog, I'd be like, I'm letting that one in. I'll probably allow that.
Only if you've weathered it properly.
Puppy dog eyes and sad-looking dogs. Yeah, they might.
Pretty much, it's either me or Ted or somebody from the office will go in, and they just have to approve every picture. So don't worry if it doesn't appear straight away. Sometimes it could take a little while for somebody to go in and start approving them all en masse.
Cool. Right. Yeah, I think it's about time we did go across to see what's in store. Talk about
go and see what is in store, Ted.
Hang on a minute. Before we go, we'll do a little shout-out section.
Okay.
Yeah, James Chapman sent us a mail before. I just got to find it. Yeah, we're trying to do this every week. We're trying to introduce it. So if you have a shout out that you would like for a friend, colleague, family member, whether it be the birthday, anniversary, or other celebratory time, let us know. If you've got any upcoming model shows, or anything that you know about, they don't have to be organised by you, but if you know about them, you can send us an email, tell us about them, and we'll give them a shout out. We'll support your local hobby event and things like that. Send us an email, ted@emodels.co.uk.
Just mail Ted about anything. We'll get material out. You could just send him a mail having a chat, and he'll get.
Yeah, we've got 2 hours to fill. We need stuff.
Yeah,
because if we're not talking about 70s TV and sweets, we need stuff.
Just mail him and tell him what you had for tea. That'd be great.
Ask him what he had for tea. Just, you know, he's getting old.
Hello, Ted. I'm fine. How are you? We're all fine here now.
He likes the company. It keeps him busy.
Yeah, keeps him off the streets.
Anyway, this one's from James Chapman. He'd like to get a shout out for Alicia, aka his beautiful fiance. Yes, and to be baby mum. She was 22 yesterday. So
happy birthday!
We got to sing it now, haven't we?
No, yesterday.
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Alicia.
Happy birthday to Alicia.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
You have many more.
What you didn't see is when I said sing, I did in my mind have bunny ears going on. Sing. Michael Jackman says no pizza tonight. Yeah, barbecue this afternoon. It's banned.
Yeah,
banned. Can I ask where the eModel banner is? Google's broken and has been for months, and we can't use banners.
I got one up here. Look.
Yeah, I've got
that one.
People calling me the other guy.
Yeah.
It's Google. Google Hangouts are broken and they never fix it. So
she said thanks, guys. Apparently, James Chapman says.
Yeah. Did you go red and go? Oh.
Having said that though, Ted, if we sing like that every time, we're never going to get any shout out requests.
Yeah, we'll try to improve. We'll be having a practice night on a Tuesday. Remember that, guys?
Yeah, I'm busy on Tuesdays.
Tuesday night will be all right for practice. Yep. Right, cool. Right, let's go across and have a look at what's in store, shall
I've got to press all the buttons now.
Oh, yeah, because Foxx is in charge of the store.
I've got to do the things.
Do the locking on you. Did you do that?
Locking on me, that would be good.
It locks it on you.
Yeah, that's very loud.
I've got to do it.
That was too loud, though. It hurt.
Was it? Was it? Sorry. I either too loud or too quiet. Well, there's a reason I did that anyway. I do it anyway, but there's an even better reason.
The neighbour's shouting, "Turn it down!
Turn it down!" Now I have to apologise. For the second week on the run, Ted's left me in charge of choosing what's in store.
It's practice.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm an idiot. So the theme for tonight is creatures, animals, mostly dogs. I just pick a thought at random and it just popped in. So we're going to start with something cool, which is, strangely enough, the first one is... I won't play it again because it was too loud. Pure fluke. We're going a bit weird tonight. If you know it's me doing it, they're all going to be weird-ass models. So there you go. Is the 160 ICM 116 scale RCM... Wow, I'll start again.
It's Stephen Baker.
Let me go back. We'll try that again. ICM 116 scale RCMP female officer with dog, 100% new molds. I only chose this because I don't care about the Canadian Mountie. It's more the dog that's adorable.
I thought they used horses, but You know,
Well, I don't know. They're hard, those Canadians, you know. And besides, it's Canada, so I had to choose it because it's a Canadian person. But that dog's adorable.
Stand still, or my dog will lick you.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be a nice show figure because we don't often show figures, and this is a big 1/16 scale figure, which is kind of cool. And you could actually, theoretically, you could fiddle around with this because it's a Canadian Mountie, but it also has that kind of World War I officer kind of Commonwealth officer look or American officer look. Yeah. And she kind of looks a bit blokey, which is all right. You could work on that. Or you could just ignore the figure and just make the dog because the dog
says, "What, dogs can ride horses?"
Yes.
How is it that the dog looks less interested in the figure than it does on the box?
Yeah, because the box, it looks like a Malamute and it's got a cheeky face and it looks adorable. It's kind of got a big fat dog face on there. It's not looking funny and cheerful, but it's still worth painting. So I thought I'd show that just because it's a dog. Yeah. Dogs are awesome.
Paint animals. Yeah, there's a bit of a technique there, isn't there? Doing the hair and fur.
It's not a complicated kit, but if you're wanting to get into figure painting, because it's one of those things where you can start to practice with things like oil paints and stuff for your blending and your shading, you can get quite complicated. So it's worth something I need to do at some point is try some actual proper figure, small scale figure painting. I like the way you get an entire sprue for those 3 bits.
Yeah. There's no sort of saving the environment on that sprue, is there?
Yeah, it's like they could have fit them on the other sprue, but never mind. We'll give an extra sprue.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of potential for customization with that as well, which is one of the reasons I chose it. It's a nice figure, but there's a lot of customizing potential there to add to it. It's got a very World War I feel to it. So
if somebody says that's a woman, no, it's just got something in her pockets.
Yeah, there you go. So that's that one anyway. So nice and silly. 1/16th RCMP female officer, but more importantly, Canada, eh?
Phil Lewis says they weren't a horse; it was just a bit husky.
Moving on. Next up is on the animal theme. We have the Tiger Models 135th Israeli Defense Force Nagamachon Doghouse. See what I did there? Doghouse.
Yeah, because it's Tiger Models, isn't it?
Is it tenuous link?
Well, yeah, that and the doghouse.
Tenuous link time.
Tenuous link time, always.
Yeah.
This is 135th IDF Nagmatron. That's not the right pronunciation. Which looks, to be honest, kind of awesome. It's a heavy APC. Unfortunately, all the pictures are shown are all the booklet with it from the front, but it's got this awesome kind of step look to it. I see a lot of potential there for either building it as a straight, realistic version of what it is, or getting funky with it, and you could get a bit of modding going on there. And I think there might be some photo etch. It's not quite clear. It looks like there's a photo etch. If you look at the top of the box there, it looks like there's a photo etch sheet, but I'm not quite sure. I think it is.
Yeah, I would be suspecting it might be the sort of bar arm around the windows and things like that.
Yeah, and some like what do you call it? The grills and things, gratings. That looks pretty mint. I'd be interested in that. And I don't really do armor, but I must admit, I'm not really a big armor builder, but there are certain things that I'll look at and go, I need to build that because it looks cool. Yeah. So I don't have an interest in armor and tanks, but if I see something that looks cool, that will keep my interest going.
Tracks.
So it looks like a nice kit. Oh, yes, there you go. There's the photo etch sprue. There you go. So you've got nice grills and platings, and you've got the framing that goes around the windowy areas. We've got more pictures. Oh, yes. There's a better look. So it is an early APC. I'm going to guess this is like 70s, late 60s, 70s, maybe.
I'm not too sure on it really. It does look very First World War-ish. I know it's not.
Yeah.
You know how they cobble things together and built them out of tractors. And
yeah, it's got that kind of not quite modern, but not quite not.
Yeah, it does look like it's been built out of parts that are left over from other tanks.
Yeah, and it does come as well with the MIG paint guide. So there are kits out there. You'll see them around where they kind of MIG work with them to get the right colours, and all the paint guides are keyed up.
It could have been something built in a barn by the A team.
Could be. I ain't getting on a plane, fool.
I
don't know what that is, but it looks kind of awesome.
No.
I think that's maybe it comes in that little plastic mold. It's like a single molded piece. That's kind of cool. Not seen that before. That's interesting. So give that one a look if you like your armor. It's certainly chunky and lumpy and looks kind of post-apocalyptic. So I built for making that.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're watching this, as you always know for the what's in store, if you want it, if you see it and you want it, get it slapped in your basket.
Yeah, and don't forget, of course, when you do put it in your basket, it's still available for the people to buy until you press buy.
Yeah,
And pay the money for it. So if you really want it, don't just leave it in your basket to end the show, because you might find it suddenly out of stock.
Yeah, because we don't know how many are in stock when we go to what's in store. We just pick out interesting things that you might like to look at.
Yeah, but I think that looks mint, and I built for one of those. I was certain, because that's just got so much Warhammer potential. Sorry, it's also got some kind of post-apocalyptic sci-fi potential as well, which is kind of. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on before I start talking about Warhammer again. Sorry. I've only mentioned Gunpla once. I should get some credit for that.
Just again, yeah.
Right, next up. This is where you shouldn't leave me in charge of the models we're going to put on what's in store. On the theme of animals, possibly dogs. I don't know. I don't. I'm denying all knowledge. It's the Mobius 1/6 Crypto the Superdog model kit.
It's got a cheeky look in its eye.
Yeah, it says commemorating Crypto, 60 years of Crypto the Superdog, Superman's canine superhero companion. Authentically styled sculpts rotocast in sturdy vinyl material. Finished figure is approximately 5 inches tall. Or was that 5 feet tall? I thought it was 5 feet. Features screen printed fabric cape. And there you go. Now I have to say, I don't know what Crypto looks like in the comic books and comic strips. That's not how dog mouths work, but I'm sure it's accurate to the comic strip.
So does he take it out for a fly at night, or does he take it out for a walk?
I don't know. I think it's kind of awesome. It's like it appeals to me because it's kind of a dumbass subject, and I like that kind of stuff.
Hey, Superman, can you just take the dog for a walk around the block?
I'm assuming it's an intelligent dog as well. It's not just going to be a normal dog, is it?
It's super dog.
Super dog. It's going to be.
The only thing I would say is it's kind of, they could have given it a more heroic pose, I think.
Yeah.
Rather than just sitting there. It's kind of got this look on its face as if it's going, well, ding dong. It's kind of looking sideways, askance a little bit. It's like a cheeky little grin.
Do you think it's that look that your dog gives you when it's time to go out for a walk and it's chucking it down?
Yeah, and he's like thinking, I'm not going out there, mate.
Michael Jackerman obviously knows something about this. He says, never found out what happened to Crypto.
There's probably a DC.
There's obviously a story arc there somewhere that they just sort of abandoned him.
Sod this, I'm off.
Yeah, and if you're into Superman, one thing they've started doing on the website is showing the other customers also bought. They have a whole load of different Superman type figures and things. So check it out. But yeah, a bit silly, bit dumb, but
Tony Blackwell says there was also a super cat, horse, and monkey.
Super horse.
Yeah, I think they're just cashing in now, aren't they?
What kind of superpower would a cat have? Because a cat wouldn't give a crap about anybody apart from itself.
Super cat.
It'd be there going, you're in a house and it's on fire.
Just knocking stuff off shelves.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm going to be saved. He's super horse.
My superpower is I know the expensive things to knock off the shelf rather than just the junk. I don't off-pick him. Right, what's next? So there's not really much more.
Can it get any better?
There's not much more to say about that one. Right, off to World War II for the next one. We have not just a dog, but the horses as well. What animals? Here's animals tonight, you see. The Reach Models 135th German horse-drawn large field kitchen, HF11.
Kitchen?
Yeah. So this is like one of those kits that if you're World War II armor builder or your vehicle builder or whatever, perfect for dioramas just to give them a bit more life. I've done a couple of these in the past. When I was a lot younger, I did really bad dioramas. I get like a Kubelwagen or something like that, or a half track or a Horch, and I put it on a diorama and have like a burnt out building shell behind it, like bits of a building, and I'd have like the field kitchen in the background. To me, I did the field kitchen, but not with the horses. So it's one of those kits that can be beautiful on its own, or it can just give more life to a diorama when you've got something going on. It's that for that downtime between all the fighting, because it's not always about the fighting.
Yeah, one always wonders why the Germans had such technology advanced tanks. They had aircraft and rockets and things like that. Yet they still pulled the field kitchens around with a horse.
Because they can go where other people can't, and it's cheaper.
Or do you think it would be a case of, well, we ain't got any meat this week, but hang on. Hang on. Do you think we could?
It's a transportation and food supply solution.
Didn't you have 2 horses last week?
Yeah, one of them was rubbish. Yeah, so not only do you get a puppy dog, you get 2 horsies as well. So that's a big one of those great little kits that's a perfect addition for any diorama, just to give it more fun and more life. Later in the war, says Tony Blackwell, it was just a kitchen with horse steaks.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Yeah, we've run out of burgers, but hang on, I'll sort something out.
Yeah. The description says 2 horses, 1 figure, and 1 dog. He's a very good dog. He's a very good boy. Right, where are we going now? How worse can it get?
Can it get any better?
If you think Superdog was out of, it's a house anatomy model.
Yay!
It's an X-ray of a horse. It's the Revell X-ray horse anatomy model. I saw this and I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
Does it actually exist? Yeah, that's a real thing.
Educational model.
No, you could. This could be for your budding vets out there.
Yeah, kids that like animals, and if you want to either get your child interested in veterinarian studies or just give it nightmares for the rest of its life, check out the Revell X-ray horse. Like, you've got models of jet engines and engines. Why not a model of a horse? And it's kind of cool. It's got all the things.
All the insides.
It's got the tubes and the bones and the squishy bits and the muscles and the fibers.
Extra spleen.
Yes, now with added spleen for realism. And it's got a nice clear side, so obviously you can see inside. But the other reason you might want to get this is, and I can't believe they put it in with a load of that's not how horses work.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, it's also just a very big horse. So it's potentially, you could have fun with that, just not only because it's like an X-ray thing on one side, but also the other side, that you could have a lot of fun trying to paint that with oil paints. Especially if you're trying to get into figure painting and things like that. Painting horses is like the next step. It's doing it with oil paints gives you those beautiful shades and variations. I'm just trying to justify the fact I chose the strangest, dumbest model I could possibly find. let's just not mince words, Bones.
Tony Blackwell says it comes with scale rubber gloves for the scale vet.
Yeah. So I couldn't resist that one. Because why would you not? Why? Who else would have one of them in their display cabinet?
Michael Jackman says, Ted, you've got to get connected next week. You can't leave us with the ideas of Foxx.
Yeah,
I'll do my best. I'll try and rein him in with the.
I think he's actually reveling in it. He's thinking, "Wow, great! I can choose all the things of what's in store."
Yeah, next week's theme is spoons. Chris can try and rein me in, but he has no access to all the back end, so he can't do anything about this. This is all under my control. Anyway, that's going to do us for the what's in store. Yeah, I nearly pressed the stop broadcast button. I won't do that.
Don't do that.
Let's stop the screen sharing. I'm an idiot. You know I'm an idiot. I'm not going to do anything sensible.
I think that was very good. It's some things that people don't think the eModels got in store.
James Chapman says, Foxx, can we have a cars theme next week? By cars, do you mean spoons? Next week's theme is tubes.
Tubes. All the next week's theme is things in boxes.
and things that might not be in boxes.
Might be in bags or bottles. Yeah. Good. Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much, Foxx, for your exciting what's in store. Remember,
exciting and somewhat nuts.
If you've seen it and you want it, if you've seen it and you really want it,
like, you need that horse in your life.
Of course, we don't know how many there are.
I'm pretty sure they haven't got many of them.
Yeah, if you want a see-through horse, slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket. Yeah, das ist richtig.
Don't forget to check it out, because it's not yours till you check it out. Oh, thanks for that. Cool. Should we give some away?
Yeah, that's
Please don't let Foxx pick what's in store next week. Foxx, stop horsing around.
Just really finished on the horse, not the dogs, isn't it?
See, the difficulty is, of course, if I pick a theme, like if I did, like, say, cars, it'd be like, this next one is a shiny car.
Yeah.
And it's got the wheels. And the next one is...
Yeah, this is a shiny car with 4 wheels.
This is a blue shiny car.
Yeah, but yeah, we
Kenneth says the horse should be a giveaway, I think.
You never know.
Normal service can now resume.
Yeah.
Right. You got a sticker question, Ted?
I have got a sticker question.
Question times.
Yeah, question time. Yeah, you can send your emails to me, but I will forward them on to Foxx or Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, and you'll have to have a look on the back of your sticker to see who it came from.
Do we have to sign them then? Is that the new thing?
Man.
Yeah. Well,
writing and everything.
Special edition stickers. So, no, yeah, special edition.
You'll know it's from Chris because the writing will be really tiny.
Yeah, you could perhaps see it on Antiques Roadshow 3014. Oh, this is a late 21st century eModels sticker. I see it's been signed by the Grandmaster Chris himself.
Well, it's quite useful because they are on the backing paper, so the signature will be on the backing paper, so you can keep that and still stick the sticker somewhere.
Yes. I do like the fact that people are already answering the question. And the people are, it seems to be the thing that people always put cheese and onion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a question once.
Yeah, right. I've got a question for a sticker. Shall we give a sticker away first? We'll give a sticker away.
Just for those watching. Oh, here we go. Before we do this, if you've never seen this before, this is where we ask you a question in chat. We ask a question and the chat answers it, and you can win a sticker or a mug. If you can't access the chat, or if you can't see the chat right now, the live chat, you say you're watching from the eModels page on the eModels website or Facebook or somewhere else, click on the little YouTube icon that's on the bottom here somewhere on the player, and it'll take you to the YouTube page so you can access and join in with the live chat. Before we answer the questions or ask the questions, I want everybody to refresh their browser page, please.
All right, wait a minute.
Not you. Because what you often find is after about an hour, there becomes a bigger lag between the chat and the video. So just everybody quickly pop refresh on their browser. We'll give you a few seconds. Now, don't forget, of course, when we get the chat, it's the first person with the right answer wins, and we see the chat differently to you. We see the answers in the order that YouTube receives them, whereas you see them differently. So it's the first answer we see as the winner. But everybody refresh the page.
James Chapman's already got my signed sticker. See, signed stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to keep it framed. You see, you only need to frame the back bit.
Yeah,
put a sticker on your car or something.
Yeah.
Sergeant Bones says, "Oh, Canada, the ultimate answer." And Bobbington says, "Can't you just sign the front?"
You could take the signature bit off and put it in your place where your car tax used to be.
Yeah.
Because everybody must have loads of car tax self-adhesive sticker things now that they've no use for.
Yeah. Tony Blackwell says he refreshed, but Foxx is still there.
Sorry.
Yeah, and if you run it back, you can see what those. You can have a look at those that invisible see-through horse again.
Yes, I mean, what more can you say about a see-through horse? Come on.
Yeah,
it's got bones and tubes and everything.
Yeah.
Right, should we? I think everybody should refresh by now.
Should we let it go?
Yeah, do it, Ted. Is this for a sticker or for a?
This is for a sticker. It's a two-part question sent in a week or two ago by Carl Smith. It's actually one I didn't delete because I usually have a clear out and get rid of lots. This one's from Carl Smith. It's a two-part sticker. No, it's not a two-part sticker.
We have to tear the sticker in half before we.
Wait, does this count as two questions then? Can we take two stickers out of this?
Yeah, we can.
Or is it one question with two answers? That's going to get really confusing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a two-part question. But do you think that'll work?
I don't know. We don't know the question.
Question, you might know. Right. Part one of the question is, what railway gun preceded the Dora? And part two, what city was it deployed against but never fired a shot?
Oh.
Right. What
railway gun preceded Dora, and what city was it prepared against?
Go. I've said go.
So do they have to answer both bits?
Yeah, I need to Bertha and Paris. No, Flora. Don't know.
Carl says, "Oh, I might know this one," and Mike Mountain says, "You're banned."
Thomas the Tank.
Bertha Paris.
Gustav Sevastopol. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I'll take Gustav. Right, so Ostrich 9000. You can have the first sticker. We'll do two stickers. Right, what city was it? What city was it deployed against?
Was it not Sevastopol?
Yeah, so Ostrich 9000. What city was it stood against?
Oh no, there's other questions. Amsterdam.
Wayne Haywood has come up with. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. not Stalingrad. Remember, we don't do any research.
Yeah, may not be something you find to be correct on Google.
Because we're lazy. Keep going. It's in Russia. Did that give you a clue?
No.
No, it's not Moscow. No, it's not Portsmouth. That's not.
Yeah.
Linda Pearls. Yeah, it could have been New York, but the other way. There we go. That's it. Leningrad, says Tony Blackwell.
Yay.
Yes, Tony Blackwell. So Austrian 5000 and Tony Blackwell, send me your addresses for a sticker. Thank you very much.
Name and address. And when you do the email, put down that you want a sticker so we know what we're sending.
Yeah, because I forget.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much for that, Carl. If you send me your address as well, we'll get a sticker sent off to you.
Yep.
You guys are going to be back and forward to the post box loads of times this week.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep them up and do
Well, look at the post box at the end of my road.
Yeah.
I've got you beat there, Ted. I shouldn't have said that out loud, should I?
Right. Next thing we can give away is a mug.
Mug.
Whoa, mug.
Okay.
I've got the old mug. You've got the new mug.
Yeah, old style mug. I think we're going to have to do something about that.
This is the updated edition mug.
Pete, mate, James. Not had a new mug yet.
We tried that a couple of weeks back and we haven't heard anything yet.
I don't think they watch anymore. You know?
You think?
I think they just leave us to it. They know we've got it under control, unless they give me the what's in store section, which
yeah, that's not so much control. Yeah.
I realise next week I'll do something like tanks and I'll put like a dinosaur in the middle just to be me.
Yes. Right, here's the question for a mug. Remember, as Fox says before, if you want a mug, you can have another one if you want to enter the competition. If you do have a mug and don't want another one, just give everybody else a chance to answer the question, and we can have fun. Remember, it's only a bit of fun for a mug and stickers and things like that. But this is tonight's question from a raging bassist.
Raging bassist. I don't know what I'm doing as a stab. I don't
Raging
know.
bassist.
Bassist.
Bassist. Racing.
I don't think a bassist would rage.
Yeah, a very angry fish.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. The question tonight is a sort of a sci-fi related question, really.
Excellent.
Yeah. Remember, you can't answer till I say go. Question: in Red Dwarf, which channel had holograms reading the news? Go.
Well, that's completely random.
Yeah, that's not going to be an answer people are going to get off the top of their heads, is it?
Well, we never know.
In Red Dwarf, what was the channel that had holograms reading the news?
I vaguely remember it, but I couldn't tell you the channel name.
Yeah, if you can get the full answer, it'd be great. If you can just get the channel number, so you might be guessing a number here.
Well, there are some numbers that come up.
Yeah, there are some numbers coming up. Groovy Channel 27, says Joanna Hammond. That's the one. Yeah. You're perhaps a Red Dwarf fan? Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll do. Joanna wins a sticker. No, she wins a mug.
Wins a mug. Yeah, get it right, Ted.
Yeah.
Joanna gets a mug.
Yep. So, Groovy Channel 27 was the answer. And thank you to Raging Bassist for your question.
So, Joanna, don't forget to send Ted your... No, he's already got it, but he deletes the email. So, send Ted your name and address again. Tell him you've won a mug, and he'll give it to the eModels guys, who will get it sent out to you.
Assuming they're still in stock.
Yeah.
I think they are. They're still on the site, aren't they?
Yeah. We don't know.
Right.
We just say yes.
Oh,
the joy of not actually being employed by eModels. Yeah, they've got them. It's fine.
Thank you, Tony. I do have your email. I just can't open. I can't open the email.
Is your queue still not working?
No, the left-hand side of the screen's not working. I'll get it. Yeah, I'll get it.
We're gonna have a collection to get Ted a new iPhone, aren't we?
No, just the left-hand side of one.
I'll start a GoFundMe for half an iPhone.
Yeah. Nate Bliss says he's got rumor saying Groovy Channel 27 stuck in his head. Cool, that's it. I forgot. Oh yeah, we've got a giveaway, haven't we?
So I've just got Crichton in my head saying, "That's a good plan, Mr. Rimmer, with two major problems. One, we don't have a laser cannon, and two, we don't have a laser cannon." That's the same thing twice. It's worth mentioning. Right, yes. What was? Should we do last week's and this week's giveaway then?
Yes.
I shall hit the magic button.
Yeah, last week's giveaway was
me first.
Now,
if you remember last week, again, I was in charge last week, so we had weird, dumb giveaway. We had the Carrera Super Mario flying Cape Mario, little remote controlled Mario. It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Hey, Mario. So yes, that was last week's prize. So you can have fun whizzing that around.
How did we ever entertain ourselves whizzing a Mario around a kart track on a computer screen?
I didn't, because I was never a Nintendo kid. I didn't play video games till, early 90s. I was playing like Doom and Quake on Mum's PC for a little bit, and then I stopped. And then like early 2000s, I got an Xbox.
All I seem to recall is that they brought out a new super improved track, which was just like the old one, but in a different colour. Yeah,
I've never played Mario Kart or any Mario game, actually, ever.
No, I never was a gamer myself. I used to borrow or use other people's, but yeah, that's my intro into Super Mario. But never mind.
Never mind. It's not a problem, eh?
Yeah, come in, Super Mario.
It's me, Mario. I can't do Mario. I can't do any accent, but I'll keep doing them. Help! What happened? Internet connection failed for 3 minutes, says Michael Jackerman. Did anything happen?
Nothing. No.
We did the stickers and the mugs. We haven't done the big giveaway yet, though, so you're safe.
Yeah. Right. The winner from last week is we did ask you to just to give a plumbing type term, wasn't it, in Italian? Did we?
Say what Mario would say or something. Yeah.
Yes. I think we had to say something.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter. We usually forget what the question was the minute we've asked it.
We usually forget what the prize was, if you remember.
Well, yeah. Unless Ted writes it down. But this one we didn't forget because it's so unusual that we were going to remember what it was.
Right. So if you wanted to win the Super Mario flying Cape Mario.
Cape Mario, yeah.
Yes. You are the proud winner of that said item. You are the proud winner, Damn Duck Bobbington. Damn Duck Bobbington.
Well done. I was going to do a drum roll, but you kind of didn't leave me a pause, but never mind.
Your comment was picked by the random comment picker from the random comments that were picked.
Randomly. Comment number 9. Yep. So, Bobbingtons, that's yours. So, drop Ted an email with your name, address, and phone number for the delivery guy. And we'll get the chaps at the eModels to send. He says, "What is it?"
You don't know. Yeah.
It's a remote control flying Mario. That's all you need to know.
You can annoy the cat with it.
Think of the repaint job you could do on that.
Yeah. You could paint him green and call it Luigi.
Realistic flesh tones and everything. So it's craziness coming your way. So just send Ted an email, ted@emodels.co.uk with your name, address, and phone number for the delivery guy, and we'll get that to the guys, and they will get that out to you.
Cool.
Right. So what we're giving away this week? This week we are giving away. You're all worried now, aren't you? Because I did all the what's in store, and you're thinking, what the hell am I going to give away? How bad can it get? One of them was a transparent horse.
Yeah.
One was a dog with a cape.
Yeah. Well, people are going to stand around whistling now and pretending they haven't heard you.
Yeah. So how bad can it get? It can get not bad at all. We're giving away something sensible. The Special Hobby 1/32 scale Brewster B339E Buffalo seat, kept with the animal theme, Mark 1. Lovely little 132 kit from Special Hobby here. I made a model of the Brewster Buffalo when I was a kid, and I loved it because it was kind of stubby and it was like a potato of the air. It was great. Like a little stubby thing, and I really enjoyed making it. So that's the kit we're going to be giving away. The blurb is just about the actual real plane. However, it does explain that it's a limited run kit. Let's have a look. What does it say? 9 sprues with plastic parts, an injected clear canopy, set of resin parts, and a photo etch fret. Decal sheet provides for 4 eye-catching camouflage schemes of the buffaloes. There's no E in buffaloes. From the fightings over Singapore and Malaysia. There are machines of various RAF thingies. Let's have a look. Each of them is adorned with some cartoon or other embellishment. I think this is a translated description. For example, a dragon, a dragoon, a doggy, or a boxing kangaroo. Yeah, this is a translated from the box. The model will be offered only in a limited quantity. So that's going to be the price. Ted, will you do me a favour at the end of this? Will you pop James an email to get him to put one of these aside?
Yeah.
If it is a limited run, we don't want to say, yeah, we haven't got any in stock now.
Just check the
so yes, we will be giving you one of these. I haven't thought of a question yet, though.
Yeah, I remember though. It is a limited run. We're not sure how many eModels have. It just happens that if somebody's watching this and they click on the button before I get a message to James and buy it, if it is out of stock, you will get a model of a similar or greater value.
Yeah.
So you don't lose out.
It's actually, I don't think that's actually ever happened yet, but we have to say that because there's always the chance that before we've even told you what we're giving away, somebody's gone online and bought one, and it might be the only one they have. So, but we'll get a mail to James to say, can you put this to one side? So I quite fancy one of these, to be honest. Anyway, yes. So how do you win this? Dead easy. You just need to put a comment on this video when this stream is finished. Give it about 10-15 minutes for the stream to render, and it'll just be a normal video on the eModels page. There is a playlist for these live streams. All you need to do is put a comment on that video for this show, tonight's show. And then next Monday, we'll go in and get the random comment picker of randomness that picks random comments at randomly. It's getting difficult to say that now. And we'll pick one at random, strangely enough. And all you need to say is, I've not thought about this.
Yeah, we never do.
No, why would we plan something? Yes, no.
Yeah, just say something amusing that involves the word buffalo, because buffalo is a brilliant word.
Yeah.
Did you know the longest sentence using one word in the English language is just the word buffalo repeated about 12 times?
Buffalo.
Yeah, buffalo.
Something about the way the buffalo hunt and something near a hill or something.
Yeah, it's just the word buffalo repeated about 12 times, and it's actually grammatically correct because buffalo has different meanings. So it's a complete sentence. Go and look up buffalo. It's cool. I love that word.
Let's Google that up.
Yeah. So just put an amusing comment that involves the word buffalo. And it's we'll pick a winner next Monday, and that person will win this kit. And it looks pretty mint. If he's got a photo etch and resin and plastic and clear pots and loads of decals, I'm up for that.
You're going to need all the glue.
I might be tempted to get one myself. I don't do planes, but I built one of these as a kid. One of the, not that kit, but one of these planes. It was dead adorable. It was the first plane I ever painted.
Don't do it till next week.
No, I won't do it till next week, obviously.
It doesn't look much like a buffalo, I must admit.
Yeah, I don't know where they got the name from. It's tiny.
It's lacking in the hair and the legs.
I mean, the lumpy bit I get, but the tiny bit, buffalo aren't small. Unless they like release them off the the aircraft carrier in like a squadron of like 32. So there's like a herd of them going across the sky.
So is a squadron of buffalo or is it a herd of buffalo?
Don't know. I suppose they couldn't really call it potato. So, really. Anyway, let me stop sharing. So yeah, just pop a comment on this video for this show when it goes rendered later on. And that will do us for the What's in Store. Over to Ted on the sports desk.
Yes. Yes. Right. Thank you. Yeah, it's about time we packed up, and I went and packed some boxes.
Michael Jackerman says, already got the paints for this. Who makes the kit? Says Kenneth. It's a special.
Yeah, I think if Michael Jackman happens to win it next week, then I'm probably going to say fixed, aren't I?
Yeah, it's a fix.
Yeah, you say what it is, so he wins it. Who makes the kit? Says Kenneth M.
Special hobby.
Special. There you go. Cool. Good. Right. It's been a great evening. Time to wrap it up because it's getting nearly the toilet stop time and gin time.
Toilet time.
Because I've got the next few weeks, not the next few weeks, the next few days off until I move house on Friday. Yes. So
we'll see you next Monday then.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And BT have said they can't get me online until a few days after my move, so I need to get things set up.
So it may just be me and Chris next week. You never know. Something might happen and Ted might be able to kick in. But
yeah, I'll do my best, even if it's on a patchy sort of next door's Wi-Fi connection.
And are your new next door neighbours? Are they like a bit old?
Yeah,
but they won't necessarily have set up a password on the wireless.
Yeah, I've just moved in. I'm a telephone engineer. I'll just come to tweak your Wi-Fi for you.
Well, as long as you try password and 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hang on, are we discussing this on the actual internet?
No, we finished this on.
Yeah, I could ask, what's your granddaughter called?
Have you got a favourite pet?
Oh, that's a nice cat. What's the name of the cat again? Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, next week I don't think I'll be here, but you never know. As Fox says, I might be here. We're going to have housewarming. Yes, we'll invite you all round. Everybody come round. Bring a bottle. Bring a paintbrush.
When he says bottle, he means gin. When he says paintbrush, he means gin.
Gin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring a bottle and bring some ice. So,
yes.
So that's it for this week. Thank you very much on this nice, warm bank holiday evening. Doors open. There's still a warm draft.
No chicken yet, though. I'm disappointed.
Chicken hasn't turned up. The cat has. The cat's been in and out.
Did it have a chicken in its mouth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, how can you have a chicken and a cat and then never the twain? How does that work?
The chicken chases the cat. The cats are frightened of the chicken.
How come the cat has never actually... If I had a cat and a chicken, there's only one way it would end.
Oh, no. The cat has tried it on, but the chicken came out tops. And now the chicken, if the chicken sat in the middle or stood in the middle of the patio, the cat will take a huge arc right around the outside.
How does the cat deny its instinct to just do what cat do?
Because model making chicken's hard.
She's well hard.
Yeah, she's well hard. Yeah. Anyway, time to go. Time to wrap it up for this evening and move on. And I will see you when I can. I'll be in chat. I'll be around. But these guys will be looking after it. I'm sure you'll be in great hands.
Yes.
So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for joining in. And I'll see you when I can. And till then, whenever it may be, bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Adios,
everybody.
Bye. Right, your turn.